Okay, I apologize in advance for lesson 47 because it takes 2 screens for me to do this lesson. That means the lesson is a little bit longer than normal. It's 2 different parts, rate unit conversions and more on fractional exponents. Hopefully you've got unit multipliers, and this time, this should be second, right here. Second. This time we're doing something a little bit different. We're doing 2 different unit conversions in one problem. So we're doing inches per second, miles per hour. So we're changing inches into miles, and we're going to change seconds into hours, all in one problem. So here we go. 42 inches per second. I'm just going to write that down. 42 inches over seconds. Now we have to do one or the other first. So I'm just going to do my inches into feet first. So here we go. You should be professionals at this. There are 12 inches in a mile, I guess. 12 inches in 1 foot. And then we have 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Now you can see I line them up so that the inches are opposite each other so they can cross out, and the feet are opposite each other so they can cross out. And then we just work our way down with the seconds. It's pretty simple. So we want to go to hours. So there are 60 seconds. And the reason I put seconds up here, the 60 seconds, is so it can cross out with this second, in 1 minute. And we're working our way down here. And then we have 60 minutes in 1 hour. So the minutes cross out. And in the book, they leave it just like this, 42 times, we don't have to write the ones down, times 60 over, we write the numbers on the bottom, 12 times 5,280, and it would be, what's left here, miles per hour. And actually they do multiply that out. I think you should, since you have calculators anyway. So you have 2.39 miles per hour. Pretty easy, but let's just do this one. Use unit multipliers to convert 480. This means mile per hour, so it's going to be miles over hour to feet per second. And actually this is so much like the other problem that I think we could probably skip it. I'm just going to give you the answer here. So they don't really give you the answer with the calculator. I'll just write it out for you. 480 miles per hour, so you can have 5,280 feet per 1 mile. As you can see, this time I switched these around because these miles need to cross out. And then you just keep going here. We get 1 hour. We already have it into feet. 1 hour over 60 minutes. So that the hours cross out this time. Then we need it into seconds, so there's 60, whoops, there's 1 minute and 60 seconds. So the minutes cross out. And then you would just write these all down. You can multiply them all out, and you would get your units as feet per second. Oh my, I didn't realize I did so many of these problems. Convert inches per second into yards per hour. So let's just write this real quick. 50 inches per second. I didn't realize this was going to be so easy. Into yards per hour. So you can pick which ones you want to do. Let's do the inches into, the inches are going into yards. So we can like skip a step. That's fine with me. We could do, there's 36 inches in 1 yard. So we took care of that. That was fast. And then we have to do our seconds into hours. So there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. Seconds cross out, and then there's 60 minutes And if we multiply these all out, we'll get some answer, but you can even leave it in parentheses. And you can see what we're getting here is yards. Here's our yards per hour. Everything else crossed out. Okay, let's go to screen 2. This is lesson 47B. Alright, this one is the same as what we did in our last lesson, only we don't have, in our last lesson we just would have had a 3 here and a 3 here. This one's a little bit more complicated because this is a base of 3 and this is a base of 2. So, check this out. I like these. So we're going to get, starting on the inside, that's 3. The root is 2, so it's going to be 3 to the 1/2. And we have 27. And this is all going to be to the 1/3 power. Now, in the previous problems, we would just add the bases on these, but the bases aren't, or the exponents, because the bases were the same. Well, the bases aren't the same, but these are contrived problems, so I think you're going to be able to make the bases the same. So that's what the difference in this lesson. We can write 27 as 3 cubed. 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. And then we have 3 to the 1/2. For variety, I'm going to show you a different way to do these. One way you can do it is you can multiply the exponents because of the power. The other way I'm going to show you this time is you can add these together and then do the power to the power. So the bases are the same, so we can add it. This is the same as 6/2, right? 3 is the same as 6/2. So it's going to be 3 to the 6. We're adding our exponents, so it's going to be 7/2. 6/2 and 1/2 is 7/2 to the 1/3 power. And now we can multiply our exponents, so we're going to get 3 to the 7/6. And that's all there is to that problem. And last problem, we'll just try to go as fast as I could here. You can re-watch these if you didn't get that. Okay, let's do the same thing. You could even do this in one step if you want, or less steps. This is 2 to the 1/2 power. And if you want to get 4 as a base of 2, you can just say it's 2 squared. And this is all to the 1/6 power. So, I don't have many people at home. Karis went up to the neighbors to play for the first time by herself. That's my interesting tidbit. Okay, so we can add what's inside first, just for variety. So we're going to get, this would be 2 is the same as 4/2. So we have 4/2 and 1/2 is 5/2. And that's to the 1/6 power. And if we multiply our power to power, we're going to get 2 to the 5/10. And of course we're not going to leave, whoops, did I do something wrong? 5/12. And let me write that a little bit better. 2 to the, whoops, I lost my pen. There we go. Hold on a second. My pen's having a little bit of trouble. 1 second. There we go. Oops, I'm not going to get it. Well, it's not quite working, but take my word for it that it's to the, oops, there it is, to the 5/12 power. And that's it for all the lessons this week, and that's it for lesson 47.